So what's a person to do when you get home on a Sunday from a lovely vacation and you have until Saturday to be in Atlanta for Atlanta Frocktails in an entirely new dress? That's right, we make a dress in 4 days. But let me show you the pattern. We're going to be starting with Marian Martin 9273 with this fun little button yoke, a slightly gathered bodice, and a slightly kicked flared skirt. And I'm going to do my best to do justice to the beautiful fabric that I have picked for it. It's this beautiful 1950s cotton with roses. It's got a couple of damaged spots, but I'm not really too worried about it. Let's go. Now there is one quick thing to note here, and it is that this pattern is not quite my size. It's a 24.5, which is the biggest that they would make. However, that means that it is a bust 45, a waist 40, and a hip of 49. And while the skirt should be perfectly fine, I'm just gonna add a little bit on either side. That's not the end of the world. It's the bodice, and I need to make a mock-up of this neckline to see if that will fit me as is, or if I need to also adjust that a little. Because before I cut into that beautiful, beautiful fabric, I definitely wanna make sure that it fits me at least vaguely correct. So we're gonna make a mock-up of the bodice first out of whatever mismatchery of fabric I have around the house. And today's video is kindly sponsored by Windermere, but more on them in a little bit. Okay, well, we have ignore the crop top factor of this, but we have a top situation thing. We're gonna pretend like this isn't the worst, absolute worst mock-up I've ever made in my life. Why are the wrong sides and the right sides out? I don't know. It's a great question. I don't know what I was doing. I was just putting it together because also I hadn't made enough of these, which is why one and it's fine. Actually, like not bad. Not the worst. Doesn't overlap correctly here in the wildest of imaginations, but I don't hate it. So I think I'm gonna leave that be. That's fine. The fitting, actually, these are right where they're supposed to be. I can, in fact, close this on the side with like plenty of room. Back darts look like they're back darting. So, I mean, overall, not bad. This fabric's a little see-through, so I'm gonna call that good enough. But before we get any farther into this lovely project, let's talk about the sponsor for today's video, Windermere. That's right, folks, a brand that actually has to do with sewing. What an idea. Now, as you all know, there is something that I am very good at. Being chaotic when it comes to sewing. Why? Because that's the only way that I actually get things done. So what I was really hoping for was to find some type of label that I could actually put into my garments that wasn't gonna itch the tar out of me, wasn't too thick and scratchy, so that, you know, people don't actually think that the garments that I make are made back in the 1950s, because they're definitely not. I opted to go with the 60 by 20 millimeter black labels with white lettering. And because I am not a graphic designer by any stretch of the imagination, I really appreciated their website having all of these fun sizes and details, different fonts, so that I could personalize my labels to me. One of my favorite things about these labels is actually the back. Unlike on other labels where I've seen where all the threads are very loose and openly woven so that things can possibly pull, all of this is all woven in together tightly, so that when I went to go sew this into my garment, there was no catching or grabbing or anything crazy like that, and this was ready to go as is. So if you are looking to add a new label to your stash of sewing shenanigans, please do use my code BACKROOM524 on their website for 15% off your entire order. And this code is active now through July 31st of 2024. So go pick up some labels to enhance your sewing, and now, back to the chaos. Day 2. Means that there has been progress and there has also been problems. Are we surprised? I sincerely hope not. This is the progress. Progress! This right here. So I was able to cut out all the bodice yesterday. That's objectively good. Not so good. I went to go and try and cut out the skirt pieces too. Yeah. Nope, I'm not gonna be able to use the skirt pieces because I am, 1, quite tall, 2, quite wide, which means my skirt pieces must be laid flat so there is no fold over on this, I think it's 42-inch wide fabric, maybe 39. It's small, it's vintage, it's 50s. It's not gonna fit. I would have needed probably another yard, maybe half yard, but it's just not gonna fit. So I'm not actually gonna get to see what this skirt truly looks like in this pattern, which is kind of a bummer because it's an interesting line. Like, it's not just a usual shape. So I really was kind of intrigued to see how this would look, but I guess we'll just try it on another project. So I still need skirt pieces, pockets, and oh yeah, the back of the, like the duplicates of all the collars, which I think I'm gonna have to do out of a different fabric, but we'll see how that goes. Either way, let's go. Wait. Look. Oh my God. I might actually be able to do it. Yes, I triggered my dog. I actually might be able to do this. Oh my goodness. Because if I just take off like an inch or two on the bottom of the skirt, this could be cute. Baby, it's okay. It's just me. Oh my God. This is why you don't sew while you're tired. Right there. This is why you don't sew. It's also directional, so I would have to not fold it in half like it currently is. So like, can't actually cut it like that. Oh, but I had to make it bigger too. And it literally doesn't have room to be any bigger. Okay, back to the gathered skirt idea. Because I did just actually remember that in lifetime. I have to add 4 inches, I think, to this pattern. Well, that's not gonna work now. Did Daddy bring you up here to say hi? Say hi!
Hi! You're supposed to say hi.
Hi, babies. Yes, you're a good dog. You're not allowed to get down because then you'd tear the crap out of this. All right, I love you. Gotta go sew now. Now, I have all 4 30-inch panels torn up right here, which means I have exactly this much left. This is it. That's it. This and the scraps from before, which, I mean, is quite literally scraps as I almost get one in my coffee. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make the pockets out of this because I would rather, like, if a pocket flaps open, you see more of this on the inside, because I have my mock-up here. And all I really have to do is take apart these this whatever I had sewed here. I don't really care if you can see the white or a Sharpie mark on I don't care. It's fine. So I think I'm just gonna take this apart. I'm gonna use the material I already have as the underside to the yoke. So which means that this cutting out is also already done, which we love because I didn't want to cut out more. So, all that being said and done, I have other exciting news. During my massive cleanup, guess what I found? Oh, of course I didn't hang it up. Why would I hang it up? Y'all, I found my good pocket piece and I don't know where I put it. Ah! But I did find it. I found the good one. I found the one I actually like the best. I thought I hung it up on that stupid board back there, right there. That one. That's frustrating. I guess I have to look for it again. Goody goody gumdrops. Maybe next time I'll actually put it where it belongs.
Anticipation.
All right, all the darts are done. I will press them in a moment. But the next step really because I don't really want to, so I should just do it now, is to seam rip the extra pieces off of this thing, because we're not wasting fabric around here, and I don't really remember if I went by the grain on this. I don't really care. It's fine. So we're going to take my favorite seam ripper of all times. You shall not pass! Wham!
You shall not pass!
I love this. I love this so much. Anyway, I'm gonna go seam rip this and then iron literally everything, including the interfacing down. And then I can start like gathering and doing all this stuff, because I just want to get to the part where I make it all, but I have to do the other stuff first. Seam ripping is a part of sewing. Seam ripping is a part of sewing. Seam ripping is a part of sewing. Just gonna keep reminding myself of that.
A few moments later.
Change your needle, they say. It'll be good for you, they say. What about when it takes your nail with it? R.I.P. Guess I have to change this needle and then go deal with my nail, and then I'll keep going. Okay, listen, I'm not proud of this, but I am going to use the Sharpie to keep the clip dots. Just the tiniest little dot, the tiniest. And I'll make sure to, hopefully, it's sewn in. Yeah, shh, between me and you. See, it's so small, and like really you can't see it from this side. But if you put the interfacing on this with tailor tacks, you're never getting those tailor tacks out. So I would rather have the tiniest dart of Sharpie that doesn't go away with an iron than have tailor tacks that I have to rip free from the interfacing. So, also so sorry for the audio. I just thought of this on the whim. My bad. So I want to be very clear. There are some times that vintage patterns are spectacular and clear and concise and not a problem. Then there's this one. Fold bias for armhole facing in half, keeping wrong sides together and basted. Stitch bias to armhole on outside, keeping raw edges together. Trim 1/4 inch and turn the bias inside and top stitch it closed. So you're making me use bias facing without actually using the Listen, I'm gonna try it. I'm not basting anything. I want to be very clear about that. This is not normal, FYI. But I'll try anything once. Why not?
A few moments later.
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. This estate sale has kind of been like the gift that keeps on giving, also known as it saves me from having to do a lot of work some days, because I found this in the last bag of trim, and I realized that on camera it looks like, what is that, Stephanie? It's just white stuff. No, this is just bias stripping that she made. This is not from a factory. This is just, she made this and then wrapped it on a Venetian lace bolt. That's what she did. So this is all just white, I'm assuming polycotton bias that she just made. Am I keeping it for myself so I never have to worry about bias again? Yep, sure am. Thanks for asking. So what I did, since it didn't say double fold, because like double folds where you have to like wrap it around and do the whole thing, I just went to the iron and folded it in half. And I did the trick that my college professors taught me, which is that as you iron, you gently pull the bias so that way it forms this nice, see how it's kind of wiggly? It's this nice little, like, slight curve, and that's going to help it hold its shape. Is that so I can just get away with not actually basting a darn thing? Yeah, it is. But hey, if it works, it's not wrong. Okay, that doesn't always work, but for this one, it does. Okay, so the top is as done as it's going to be for the moment. I do think I screwed up. I don't think I put the stuff in the right place, but whatever, it'll be fine. But right now I have a much more important errand that involves a very cute little white thing. Are you ready? You ready, baby? Yeah? Okay, let's go get in the car.
1 hour later.
Who's a pretty baby? Hi, honey. Yes, that's a good girl. Look at how cute you are. Hi, hello there. From the person who accidentally took a nap on the couch after she went and picked up her dog. So that whole, like, I'm going to be super productive. No, I'm not. So it is now, like, 6:30, and I still have not touched the yolk of this. And my only goal for today was to get the entire bodice done. Not part of it, not some of it, all of it. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do now. Voiceover Stephanie's probably going to take it from here. Enjoy. Why, thank you, in-person Stephanie. This is indeed VoiceOver Stephanie, at your service. The first step on my evening journey was to make sure that I attached my adorable new labels to the inside of my yoke correctly, so I did not accidentally put it on the inside of the yoke so you wouldn't actually be able to see it. And then with a quick sewing of the shoulder seams for the inside yoke pieces, it was time to dive into the ridiculous instructions. Now, while this portion of the instructions did actually make sense to me, that did not stop me from trying to think of how my tired brain would eventually screw this up. So I made myself cute little labels to keep myself from sewing too far. If you get all the references, welcome to my channel. You should definitely subscribe. I am proud to say that those warnings did indeed work. And with a completed bodice, it was time to let out a little frustration. Ugh. Good morning, friends. Guess who sewed late at night last night and then had to fix her problems in the middle of it? That would be me, let me tell you. What actually happened last night is when I did my mock-up and the way the flaps of the yoke had overlapped, I wasn't concerned about the fact that I had sized up the center of it as well. I should have been concerned. I should have been very concerned, because now my bodice has a unintended keyhole right there. That's not supposed to be there. It's fine. I finished it, obviously. Is it arguably the ugliest fix I've ever done in my life? Potentially, because all I did was I added the world's smallest piece of bias tape. Oh, and of course it's flapping up. Right there in the middle, just to keep myself from yeeting out of the dress mid-dance, because unlike the Barbie dress, I don't want this to happen to this one. I would like this to stay in one piece. Yeah, Made in Chaos is very accurate for this piece. But this is actually all finished, I mean, except for, you know, the important bottom half, which is what we're doing first thing today. So let's go ahead and gather down 4 very large panels of skirt, and then I have to find that pocket piece.
A few moments later.
Dear viewer, it is with the greatest despair that I am here to report that she did not indeed find the pocket that she was looking for. However, she did muster up the courage to go to her closet to make a new one from the dress that she had originally copied the first time. And in order to not lose it, She went and immediately pinned it to the place that she thought she had pinned the first one when she found it again. Now, I want a front-facing pocket this time. No more ass pockets. Yeah, no, I don't want any more of those. So what I have to do is take this pocket that I just sewed together the way I don't really like to add pockets. I prefer the other way where you just like attach one to each side and go around, but I understand it's a side zip, so you can't do that unless you only want to not go to the waist with your zipper, which is not feasible for me to get into. So moving on, this needs to go to the front of the skirt so that when I put my hands in, I'm not having to reach around and grab my own butt. And then I have to attach it to the zipper the way I really don't like to do it, but whatever, it's fine. We all can do hard things. So attaching the pocket to the front of the skirt now. This thing, the front of the skirt, Stephanie!
Perfect.
Welcome to Atlanta, where the local time is 7:53 p.m.
And yes, dear viewer, there was of course last-minute sewing in the hotel room. Because if there wasn't, are you really watching my channel? I cannot be an influencer. I feel stupid. Oh, I found someone.
My bestie.
Check out her outfit. Yes, it's giving. Literally, I love this so much. This is so cute. Oh God, oh God.
Oh God, we're losing the camera.
You should come to one of these.
Please come.
Yay! Yay, I got your channel! I saved it. It's done! That's right. I actually had to come home to do the reveal because I got so little footage at Frocktails because I was having such a freaking good time. Side note to nothing, please go to a Frocktails. I mean, if you want to go to Atlanta next year, it's going to be spectacular because I already know what the theme is because I was there and they announced it at the very end. However, you have to wait because I'm not their marketing department. Also, like, that's not nice to, like, spoil the surprise. Either way, keep an eye out on Atlanta Frocktails Instagram page because it is going to be spectacular, my friends. So, the dress is excellent. It's rare for me to look at a dress where I know I made mistakes, insert giant keyhole that I put my microphone, but objectively, I really like this dress. It's actually, I went a little big. You can see I can pinch out about 2 inches through here. Now you do need a little bit of ease, but not quite that much. However, it is because of that, it's very, very cozy, and we love that. Moral of the story, friends, is use the good fabric. This is the good fabric. This is the fabric that I adore. And I finally used it, and now I love it even more. So go to your stash, pick out the fancy fabric, the good fabric, and use it. And if you want to add some labels to your garments, like my hold please, made in chaos label back there. And if you would chaotically like to add some labels to your clothing, make sure that you are clicking the link in my description and using the code BACKROOM524 for 15% off your entire order from now through July 31st of 2024. And until next time, friends, I hope you are sewing in chaos because Mercy knows that I did. And we will see you next time. Bye. Okay, I was like, oh my god, if I'm not recording this. Oh, damn it, I wasn't recording any of that. I feel like it's blending in too much.